Yeah, talking about love. Are men trash?
Oh wow, okay.
Just straight up, are men
See,
trash?
he didn't even put on my microphone. That just implies trashing as well.
Apparently men are trash because they don't put levels up. But you're up now.
I joke. Hi,
You're
guys.
good now.
Hi.
Yeah. So basically, I want Blessing to listen to this track, and there's a meaning behind this. You see how this song we're listening, it's a bit like, yeah, it's a good vibe, right? But
I don't know where he's going with this.
But it's gonna turn tables, man. Honestly,
Oh, no.
this song, right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So there's been a lot on the TL, on the mouths of people just talking nonsense, saying all men are trash. But I think it's a very horrible thing to paint all men like this. So here's a little taste of what.
I have a quick question.
Oh,
Did
wait,
you
wait,
listen
okay.
to our episode?
Yeah, I did. But I'm not speaking
But-
strictly on you. I'm speaking about other people.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're very broad on
So,
that.
okay, well, we might go into more of a discussion about what we talked about as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, we will. But straight after this.
Boom. Pain. Animated legend. Pain. But lie, this is all true. It's all true still. Alright, look. So a big part of my life has been shit. I know I can't lie about that. And if I keep it real, when I thought again, I'd have to write about that. See, word, I was still in love when I wrote. Just words, them scars weren't closed up. But since it gave me exposure, it's only right I told you my closure. Man, I was so rude to the page. So rude to the extent that when I even use real names, she texted me once on a matter. Tara kinda treats me like a German. The girl that done the monkey bar thing, well, she's just doing her, man, listen. Not the same one that my last freestyle was about, but love from west to the south. Thought I was over the game until I saw her out, and family I was all shocked. And I've been thinking about this girl like every day, in every way. So yeah, of course we speaking numbers exchange, and now I'm happy as fuck, because now I'm back with the love of my life. Doing all kind of shit, like kissing on no thought it was 2 o'clock at night. A good guy now, I ain't hitting my never. Even catch my car spitting together. You know when a kiss is perfect, come like puzzle pieces fitting together. That's when I told her, wait though, if we're doing this then we gotta do this right. I'ma tell you what this I've been on the last couple years that she won't like, but I'ma be honest then. I'ma be rude to the T. I gotta make sure some next girl can never come to you about me. And that's when I started talking. When I told her all of the girls that I beat, all the problems with me, the one night stands and the girls that I met on IG. But when it was her turn, she said, there ain't a dream I can sell you. I'm really, my life's been boring, and there ain't nothing to tell you.
Alright, so that's the first part of it.
Okay. Sounded pretty calm so far.
Okay, so it's pretty calm so far. He's being honest with himself, as a man should be, you know. Talking about his past, telling her all the shenanigans he got up to.
Okay.
Right, which is pretty normal, right?
That's pretty normal. I do have a problem with the whole I'm a nice guy, I didn't even hit on her or nothing. I mean, that should be a given. Really?
I mean,
I'm gonna expect a guy shouldn't hit me. This is a given.
We'll erase that bit. I think he's trying to work on himself.
Okay.
Yeah, big up Cadet. But we're gonna get into the next bit.
Okay.
And this is where the juicy bits start to come in.
Maybe I was naive, or gas to the girl I was thinking about for the last 4 years was by me. But I had that feeling that weren't gonna wait. And the mummy would took us on a holiday. Now I'm deep in the night, going easy and shit. Couple months and I got the key to the crib, but then I got distant though. Cause I got that iffy vibe, like I be catching her up to them silly lies, like if you're my woman, then why I gotta catch you up? Honestly, smart, shit you ain't even gotta lie about. And this is when I turn it into a when I can't lie, man, I just went with it. Even though I still love them, man. Something couldn't sit with my spirit. Never called her beautiful one. No attention, her time had none of it. The most I would do, pull up on a late night random one. If I felt like cuddling, that's when I got that phone call though. And you know how it goes, like Blaine, there's something you should know. I just took a pregnancy test and look, man, it came back positive. And my number can't have an abortion. Looks like we just gotta get on with it. And me, I can't lie how I acted. It was all loose when I started backtracking. When I heard the word baby, I just panicked and asked her again, are you sure you wanna have it? And she said, the doctors told her before that she can't have a baby. So the thought of having an abortion, no, having a youth is all crazy now. Look, see when a baby ain't planned, there's some stages you go through as a man. The first stage is, no, she ain't having a shoot, I gotta talk to her harder. The second stage is, Look man, I got a man up because I wanna be a father. Pull her off, I still told my mother. I'm thinking that she's gonna get mad at me. All she said was blame. Do not bring a mad gal in my family. Told my sister what she won't having. And right now I'm excited. But anyway, off that part, it's the second part that hit me like lightning. I got a phone call out of the blue, like blame where you at, and can you come round? And I said no, and she said no. So I said okay and drove from south. Blew until I pulled up to the crib. Got in the lift, put the key for the door. And all I can see is her there, with her arms around her belly on the floor. I'm like, yo baby, tell me what's wrong. She's saying I'm blessed and my belly keeps hurting. I keep phoning the ambulance over and over again, but the issue ain't working. They pull up in what seems like forever. Me, I'm shocked, I don't know what it means. We get to the hospital, take her blood, holding her hand, waiting to be seen, and then some young white lady steps in. She clears her throat, she looks up slow and says you're no longer pregnant. And that kinda hit me in a worse way, cause it happened like 3 days before my birthday now. Now me and her's back on track, but I can't lie, I will sure I ain't giving it, cause I got this feeling, saying that I can't trust her. And look man, I can't get rid of it. Man, I gotta talk to her. I gotta talk to her. I'ma see her next week, and that's when I'll talk to her. I picked her up so I can drop her at airport. I said I'm tired so she can drive. And I'm just there in the passenger seat, and I'm looking at her square in the eyes, and I say, what I'm about to say, man, I ain't trying to cuss you. I really wanna make this work, but I feel like I can't trust you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how's the story for you so far?
I really feel like you're building up to something.
We're building up to something.
Okay.
Right, so he's just been told she's pregnant.
Right, yeah. I got
they
that.
go to the hospital and find out she's not pregnant. And he's just taken her to the airport. And it's all a bit of a madness right now. Where could it go from here? It could either go to the left, or it could end happily ever after.
Okay. And
yeah.
with your tone, I'm assuming it doesn't end happily ever
I
after?
don't know. You know what? I'm not sure. I think we need to hear what's going to go next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
What it is, but I got a feeling so deep in my ribs. Months ago you was gonna have a kid, and now I feel that the solution is to let me have a look in your phone. It might sound dumb and it might sound young, but let me have a look in your phone. Don't get it twisted, I'm grown, but let me have a look in your phone. I don't see nothing, I'll stop bugging, we'll get to trusting, we'll build something. You'll probably be cussing like I told you there was nothing in my phone. And word of my life, I'll let that go, but let me have a look in your phone. And then she said no, and I said what? I swear you want me to take you serious. And word, that's what I'm trying to do. So you gotta respect how I'm trying to move. 5 years deep, you'll let that go. Just to not let me look in your phone. She looked back with a worried and scared face. And then she said no, and look, you see that kind of iffy. When I let that go so quickly. Still went to the airport just to let her off. And then I put my key right for the letterbox. Look, what was in her phone, man, I would never know. But 9 times out of 10, there was the maddest things in her phone. Now, I get a phone call 2 days later. She's like, hi, I'm like, what up? She's like, now you can look on my phone. I'm like, shut up. 3 months after, I'm in Shoreditch, and I see her cousin, and she pulls me to the side like I wanna talk to you about something. And I'm like, calm, we can step out the bar. I mean, you can go speak in the car. And she's like, I don't talk to my cousin no more, man. She takes things kind of far. And I'm like, wait there, what do you want to say to me? And she goes, shit, I don't have to say this, but I don't really want to say no dirt. But when he was with her, she was chatting to a couple man, and there was this guy from work. And when she was having this kid, she showed up to my crib car. She weren't sure, like, if it was yours or his. And I said, wait there, how do you know? She said, I'm a daughter's life, I know. And I'm only telling you because I don't speak to her anymore. Now I couldn't care about the cheating, but the child, she hit me harder. When I got excited, no told my mum, and I might not have been that father, but I guess I didn't know that lady. After the miscarriage, shit got crazy. She looked back like, miscarriage what? I said, yeah, she miscarried my baby. She said, wait there, Blaine, are you sure? I said, I saw her on the floor. We both went to the hospital, and they said that the child weren't there anymore. And she said, when this happened, around the end of Feb, I said, yeah, how you know? She said, fuck man, these girls are dread. I said, wait, what you mean? She said, on my daughter's life, I'm talking. On the middle of February, I took her to get in the bullshit. Say, y'all are fuck like that. Yeah, man fuck up, but man fuck ups ain't fuck like that. Are you even clocking the play? So the miscarriage and her being on the floor was all staged. And then they asked why man so bitter. A man turned into your average nigga, saying how you can't trust these women. Trust real women, they can't get realer. But if I learn one thing out of this whole thing, you gotta go with your gut. But you ain't gotta take my advice, cause I'm just kidding, aka the slut, you feel me? Pain. Kidding, pain.
So yeah, that's the end of it, right?
Yeah.
So now we're seeing, right?
Uh-huh.
She has other men as well, and this whole baby situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, you after hearing men are trash all of this time, and then I hear this.
Okay.
Obviously, this is just one story in it,
Mhm.
of course. And I'm thinking, so she's been doing all of this with all these other guys, and he thinks he's the only one. You played yourself, bro. How did he not see the signs? And yeah, what was your take on that?
I think that's a really, I guess the word would be trashy thing to do.
Yeah.
It's really hurtful. I mean, the fact that you staged a miscarriage as well. I mean, I would actually think that maybe you should see someone if you've gone to those lengths to stage a miscarriage. It sounds like there's something
I agree.
you should maybe talk to someone about. Yeah.
Yeah, because those are things you don't joke about, isn't it?
No.
I mean, if it was just them by themselves, we'll be like, okay, they can do this themselves. But when you're bringing this whole situation into it.
Yeah, but I feel like the fact that she would have to get fake blood or something and have done a oh wait, he didn't see blood.
Yeah,
she
he didn't see blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She said that's levels of that's wow.
Fraud.
It is levels of fraud.
Fraudulent games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are you trying to say, Theo?
So I'm trying to say it should not be men are trash. It should be all people are trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear on the episode what we were talking about, the background of that hashtag?
If you explain.
Okay, so basically that hashtag started in South Africa when a young woman was murdered by her boyfriend, who then hid her body and then pretended to her family that he didn't know where she was, and then was doing a whole search. So he was helping them search for her. They were putting up missing persons posters. He was helping them look for her, and then they found out that he was actually the one who killed her. So that hashtag came from that act. And hashtag Men Are Trash sprouted off in South Africa, and then it went from there, because a lot of South African women were talking about their experiences of abuse and just violence and assault and just how generally men had treated them. And that obviously spread throughout the world. And obviously people joke about that hashtag, so it comes with, this guy took me to a fancy restaurant and then turns out he didn't have his credit card on him, hashtag Men Are Trash. There are all these jokey versions of it, but the roots of the hashtag is actually something more serious. So I think the hashtag, why it should not be hashtag people are trash, because the hashtag itself is targeting this idea of toxic masculinity. This idea of men believing that this man believed he could possess this girlfriend so heavily that he had the right to her body, he had the right to abuse her, to the fact that she actually died.
Yeah. I mean, I have no comeback for that. I remember that story when it came out. And I was in disbelief for a while. And I remember that's the time when people started going out with T-shirts across the world, and especially in America.
Hashtag Men Are Trash?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
It became very commercialized after the South Africa story.
I mean, anything on social media does, to be honest. The minute it gets that big of a following, people are going to try and make money from it.
Definitely. But, as I said before, my issue's always been, it's great to highlight these things, but obviously that's one situation.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you said, there was a follow through of other people who had who've had similar experiences, right? But on the other side, men have experienced these things from women. And my point is, yes, okay, men have done these things, but there are women who are also doing just as bad things. Maybe it might not be on a large scale, right? But I don't think personally it's fair that you paint, well, obviously it's not painting every single man, but I don't think the hashtag is right. I do
understand, and I do understand that yes, there are women who abuse and beat and hurt men. This is actually something that a lot of people don't talk about, and I feel like it needs to be more widely discussed, because a lot of people don't actually take that as seriously as when a man is abusing or beating a woman.
Because they'll think a woman can't do that.
Like,
she hasn't got the strength.
It's a woman. Yeah. She can't really hurt you. Just man up and figure out for yourself. Yeah. But that's definitely something that should be taken more seriously. But I think the reason that the hashtag took off is because the stories that were in the original hashtag surrounding it have been repeated by multiple women, have come from multiple countries, and the same situation is coming up. This idea that a man has thought that he had the right to a person's body, so that he could touch her, he could abuse her, he could beat her, he could assault her. And so many women have been repeating this same story, but from different generations, different areas, that the hashtag Men Are Trash decided to come forth, because it's not like they're saying that, oh, it's just these few men. These are multiple men from multiple countries, from multiple areas, and multiple experiences that all these varying women have had. To be honest, our conversation came about is because we all actually went to Summer Ball. Actually, not all of us. The three of us went to Summer Ball, excluding Dami, a few weeks ago. And we'd actually had experiences with men who were harassing some of us or our friends throughout the whole night. We all came back, talked about it. It was the same experience. Different people. We were not hanging out that night, but we all had that same experience with a man who was following a girl, trying to talk to a girl. One of the men did actually try and take one of the girls home until someone actually tried to intervene. And it was again this whole discussion about why do these men feel like they are within their right to do this, to harass and assault and just try and act as if they have a right to someone's body or someone's space. But you've been told no repeatedly and multiple times. I get why some people hate the generalization. Me myself, I don't say the hashtag because I don't like generalizing. But I'm very aware of what the hashtag stands for. I'm very aware of the toxic masculinity it calls out, of the abuse and the violence that it speaks out against, and I'm definitely for it. So if someone goes hashtag men are trash, I'll be like, I don't like generalizations, but I do see that, and I do see what it stands for. I had to move past the point of saying I don't like generalizations to actually understand that what this hashtag is discussing is important, and people need to get past the idea that, oh, but it's not all men. Granted, it's not all men, but this prevalence of this idea of masculinity, that men can do this, can claim a woman's body, can keep on harassing and talking to women to a point that some people actually die, needs to be discussed.
See, I agree with all of that.
Okay.
And I agree that the hashtag is generalizing and it shouldn't be used in general. That was my only issue with it. Mm-hmm. But I have not said that men don't do these things.
Okay.
Yeah. I am with all these stories. My issue is just that I feel like especially in social media is very powerful. Very, very powerful. Mm-hmm. You hear people committing suicide because they can't live up to the standards that people are talking about, right? And this is across the world. We can pick out a few stories, obviously, but it doesn't show the whole picture. My problem is that social media is so powerful these days. When people see these things, they just follow it, and this is what's in their head, and this is what they're going to grow up thinking. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's fair on the future generation.
So
of
do
men.
you think that this hashtag is then going to spark a wave of people coming forth saying that?
I think people, not women are trash.
That's what I said, hashtag men are trash.
Yeah, I think there should be an understanding from both the men and the women. The men 100% should do better. But I think men maybe should speak up on instances that have happened to them. Because I think there's this whole thing of being masculine. I know certain things that happened to me and I've never spoke about them. And probably if I did come out with them, people would be like, why have you never mentioned this before? So I think we all need to speak up. Regardless of how you might think people will perceive you, you should definitely speak out. And that goes to say, with the talk of mental health, a lot of people have been coming out over time because it's more widely accepted, and people should have the opportunity to get help, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, this is the generation we want to be in, and I think I still stand by my statement. Think that I don't agree with the hashtag, but obviously I know the situation and the story behind it. But I think it's time to move on, and the hashtag should be changed. But
really? But would it have the same impact?
It would not. But I think that's because there's certain people that are carrying it. And like I said, social media is so powerful. We could be here all day talking about this.
We could.
Yeah.
I do want to say, though, that if you do have a problem with the hashtag, then look into the hashtag and what it's actually standing for.
Like I said, I have read the story.
Okay.
I was on social media when this story came out.
Yes.
I know all about it. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a fair hashtag. But we're gonna have to leave it there because
I really
because
wish
of
we could
time.
carry on discussing
Because of the
this,
time. Yeah, because of the time.